What's up? So, um, it's been actually, I don't know how long it's been, but I want to say about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks that Rittenhouse was found not guilty. Awesome. So, in my book, it's a pretty big win because it shows that defending yourself with the firearm is not it's not dead. Um, some are saying that it's racist that he he got off without any charges, and I don't see the connection on how that's how that's racist. But leave it to that one person to find out or to find a way to make everything racist. Sorry, I'm trying to contain my laughter right now. I have a few friends on Facebook that detest Rittenhouse right now. Most of my friends are friends. Most of them are left leaning. Um, and I don't have the words to conjure up on how ridiculous they sound, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. You know what I mean? If you feel that he's guilty because he shouldn't be there and defend himself with a rifle, then I respect that. But I'll tell you this: if that was me in that situation, I would have done the same thing. Maybe you find it racist that he was white and he got off scot free, and that if it was a black person that done the exact same thing in the same scenario, there probably would have been a completely different outcome. Maybe. Um, very likely. But at least it paved the way to show others that you could still defend yourself, rightfully defend yourself, and explain why you defended yourself with tons of footage and evidence to back it up. So these friends of mine, they're like, oh, he killed two people and injured one. They're innocent, and I'm thinking like, okay, they have a point. These people, we all wouldn't known that the people he defended himself against were ex felons. We would never known they were child rapists. We never would have known that they were abusers. Um, you know, charged with domestic violence in the past. Literally getting released from prison, going straight to a densely populated area, and probably committed the same acts. During the riots, there's a lot that's going on that probably wasn't documented. There could have been 3, maybe 4 other cases where someone defended themselves like Rittenhouse did, but just hasn't caught the media's attention. If the media didn't catch wind of what went on, it never happened. So what if these guys were released from prison and they were doing things leading up to their unfortunate deaths? So, but what I'm trying to get at is people have mixed feelings across the board, and some people are right. Why is he there? He should have never been there. He should have been home. Well, realistically speaking, we all should have been home. We all should have never been there. You call it peaceful protesting when it's really not. Like, let's be honest. When I think of peaceful protesting, I think of how the many black people refused to take a bus to and from work simply because of the discrimination and hatred against them. That's peaceful. They weren't burning down or dismantling public buses. They just refused to go on the bus. And I believe there was a movie with Whoopi Goldberg where that situation happened. She was a maid, and she wasn't vocal about it because you couldn't really be vocal back then, and she opted to walk to work, feet blistered in blood, until the wife of whoever she worked with decided to give her a ride to work. But that's peaceful protesting right there. With the march with Martin Luther King, that's peaceful protest. I can't speak too much on Malcolm X though, because when I was growing up, I learned more about Martin Luther King than I did Malcolm X. But from what I've seen and what I've heard from Martin Luther King, is that he did peaceful protesting. Now, if we're literally burning down our own community or going to other people's community, burning down their stores, looting their places of establishment simply because we're trying to make a statement, you have to keep in mind that there could be other people that will be losing work because of the actions that you're doing. And you're going to hit a child with a skateboard, kick him in the face, and then point a gun at his face, knowing fully well that as a felon or a prior offender that you can't have a weapon. If we're talking like old school, laws and Second Amendments and everything like that, yeah, anyone and everyone can own a firearm. But in this day and age, the reason why there's so much hate and bad stigma towards firearm is because the people that have prior records are getting a hold of these guns, whether it's an AR or a simple handgun, and using them for the wrong reasons. Kyle shot one guy in the arm, totally fucked up his whole entire arm because a felon, a prior offender, pointed a gun at him. So people are saying, why is Kyle having that gun? Why is he using an AR to defend himself? You know, but my question is, how did that felon get that gun? How did these prior offenders are able to leave their home, go into a public area, and partake in our own destruction? And most of my friends on Facebook, they aren't seeing that. The only thing they're seeing is the fact that a kid defended himself. It's kind of like I get what they're saying. I get where they're coming from. Like, you know, yes, he shouldn't be there, but we all shouldn't be there. You know, and a funny part about it is that, you know, the people that are saying that he shouldn't be there are the same people that want you to wear a mask and want you to get vaccinated so we could go back to normal. You know, not even realize that half the things that are going on is because we allowed it to happen. We allow these people to get into office and let these things go, you know, pretty chaotic. Pretty much. So, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty happy that Rittenhouse got off the way he did, because it paves the way for other people. Again, yeah, if it was a black person that did that, it probably would have ended differently. But because a child did that and he got off, it will pave the way for other people, because they could always reference, you know, Rittenhouse. And that's what other lawyers do. That's what other prosecutors do. You know, when they're going through a trial, they're like, hey, this person versus the state of Wisconsin, this person versus the state of Connecticut, this is what happened. You know, if this person was able to get off because of this trial, and this is the exact same thing that's going on, you know, they'll look at it and be like, okay, well, you know, he did reference the case. I did hear about this case. You know, I read up on this case. So, you know, black, white, this or that, you know, we have to pretty much do the same thing, or else, you know, it's not about the law anymore. It's just about being biased. And when you're in a courtroom, ideally, you can't be biased. You have to be unbiased, you know? So that's why I'm glad he got off, because he paved the way for other people to still have their freedoms. Now, here's what's messed up. I don't know if this is true or not, but I did see a meme where they said that if the law doesn't work, we can make laws to make it work. Being that the laws that were in place for Rittenhouse to get off, they're going to make laws where if that happens again, you can't get off. And a lot of people are in support of that, only because they didn't like how Rittenhouse got off. And we're not talking about lawmakers or politicians. We're talking about regular people who don't know the actual facts. I don't know the whole entire facts about the case. There's probably so much in between that we all collectively don't know. But what we all know is that it happened, there's no going back, and he paved the way, and he was innocent according to the law. And that's it.